If I had the chance to make you happy more than once or twice, I'd take that chance in a heartbeat. I'd change your life. You the type, I'd call you my wife. Let's do it right. Do it right, baby. Do it right. Yeah. If I had my last dollar, I'd have spent it on you. Cause everything you do is perfect. I'm loving on you. So use 100 out of 10, times 10 times 2. But that's too many freaking numbers. You my number one, boo. Now holla back when you see the youngin' running the block. I swear to Bob, you the truth. Can't no one take your spot. Need to call your locksmith the way I got you on lock. Now I ain't really in the marriage, but for you I tie knots. Let's rock. If I had a dime for every time you made me smile, I would have $1 million in cash, it'd be worth my while. We be on top of the world, doing our thing. I could be your umbrella outside when it rains, but wait, I ain't get your name or your number where you saying that.
All right, we're gonna get straight into it. That one situation just blew things up, but we're gonna make it do what it do. All right, so try to get everybody back on. All right, so the topic today, right, is, and we done this before. We've done it before, but we're gonna finish this off. All right. Let me get to this chat. All right. So there it is. Is a man worth having these days? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that a man is worth having? And we're going to start this early. We're going to start it early. Hold on one second. Shouts out to Miss Amelia in the building. Good to see you, Miss Amelia. Definitely would love all of y'all's engagement to this. I don't want y'all to think like it's me. We just having a conversation. All right. And there was something that I wanted to play tonight, but it's acting up real bad tonight. So couldn't play that. But what we will do is continue on with the show. And that show is, well, this topic is a man worth having these days? And sometimes we have to revisit this every so on, right? And Miss Marla said, yes, it is if you chose the right one. But how do you know you have the right one, Miss Marla? How do you know? How do we know that we have that right person? Huh? That's what everybody wants to know. And Miss Amelia said, if you have the right one, right? Okay, let me ask y'all, have y'all ever felt as though y'all had the right one in y'all life? I would like to know. Meanwhile, let me put this this link up here, because we will have some guests, and I'm waiting on Cuzzy to come back. She was just on. Hold on one second. So I just put the link up, right? Hold on one second. Let me dismiss. This is all kinds of stuff popping up over here. One second, guys. All right. So the link is up. Miss Marla says, sometimes, yeah, I thought so. Miss Leslie said, I'm having a tough time these days. I'm not sure. So when you ask that, and remember the link is there. The link is there. You're having a tough time what, Miss Leslie? You're having a tough time finding that right guy, or what is it? Are you saying? Now, y'all know how we always get into it. The line is open, but this is how we're gonna do it, right? Hold on. We're gonna go step straight to this. All right. Now,
Leslie joined.
all right. Hold on 1 second. Let's bring Miss Leslie. How you doing? Good to see you. Okay. Now we're gonna. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Oh, I said, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Great to have you guys all on here. Now, when a woman is deciding if a man is worth having, you can consider things like how he treats you, if he's committed, and if he puts in effort. Right? Can you agree with that?
I can agree with that, but I'm not having a good day.
You're not having good luck with that. Now, okay, hold on one second. Thank you, Miss Amelia, for letting us know that. Okay. Okay. Let us know if she stops echoing. I just made an adjustment on something. So, hey, big sis, how you doing? Good to see you, big sis. Okay, so also, Miss Amelia says she's enjoying life right now. And when I personally hear that, especially from, my people, I'm happy. I'm happy for them. You know what I mean? Um, because today it is so hard to enjoy life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then the changes that's being made in our daily lives in the United States, especially, it's crazy. So when you have the ability to still say that you're enjoying life, that's powerful. And I'm happy, for everybody that can, do that. So now, do you think a man is worth having, Miss Leslie?
If he's the right one. I'm glad we're talking about this because I had an experience just today with someone from my past that I hadn't talked to in a long time, and they wanted to come see me, and I've not been feeling well. My blood sugar has been high, and I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I don't think it's a good idea for you to come over, but they wanted to come over, and they wanted to just come over because they wanted to have sex. And I'm like, I made it very clear, I do not want you to come over. That's not going to happen. Just forget about it. Why? I don't know why some men think that they can just, they think that that's okay.
Think that just coming over and having sex is okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I made it clear that I wasn't feeling well.
Okay.
Oh, he's like, oh, I just want to come over and snuggle with you. I'm like, no. I know what that means to you.
Here's the crazy thing about that. Right now, we hear it a lot actually on the show, where guys, they don't care what condition that she's in, that they still have certain things or one thing in mind, right?
Right.
Now, with that being said, Baby, shouts out to Baby. Thank you so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. We're here on the Real Show here on YouTube at Street Tactics Media. Thank you so much for coming through. Now, here's my thing. That's a red flag when you have a guy that does not consider the condition or the state you're in, whether it be in your mental state or your body's conditioning at that moment. Have you ever
Hmm.
had been with a guy and he did not respect, how you what condition you were in?
Um, yeah, I have.
Did you still deal with that guy for a while?
No, no, I knew it was a red flag. And I mean, this particular guy, that's why I hadn't seen him in a long time because of the way he was, but I guess he thought maybe he would try again. I don't know.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's frustrating.
yeah, I think a person like that, definitely a red flag, and you don't know how far he may go.
Then a woman gets discouraged.
You said that a woman gets discouraged with,
Yeah, because you wonder if there are good men out there.
yeah, I understand, and that is discouraging. And once again, with bless me. Thank you so much for coming on, and definitely shouts out to baby, and shouts out to bless me for coming on, and bless me. And I'm going to get to you, Miss Leslie. Shouts out to everybody on TikTok, but bless me. Ask, can anyone please help me? I'm struggling with hospital bills. Anything helps. Thank you. And the also the Cash App, right? The Cash App is $SALDEEZY 27, right? Yeah, I wish you would come over here on YouTube as well so that I can put that up, because there are people out here who would donate to help, because we're living in a tough time right now. You know what I'm saying? So um,
True.
definitely would like to help, you get some support and with what you're dealing with. So if you can come over here, because I got to get everything set up there on TikTok better. So, but remember everyone, $SALDEEZY 27. Now there are good men out here, Miss Leslie. They are. I know it's hard to believe sometimes, and I don't think that's crazy for it to be hard to believe because of what we see all the time. But there are some really good men out here, and there are men that will respect whatever condition that you're in, and in whatever mental state that you're in, and they'll respect you, and they'll comfort you. Men are not perfect. You know what I'm saying? None of us are perfect, but I think you definitely should keep knowing that there are good men out here, just like there are a lot of good women out here, right? Um,
Mhm.
now, Miss Amelia said you have to learn to live in the moment, and she's talking about still being able to enjoy life and be happy right now, and those are great words of encouragement, actually. You know, so we need to take that in. Um, Also, um, like I said, in what I had just read to you, and I appreciate you sharing your story, because as far as me, like there's a lot of monsters out here, right? That would not
Mhm.
respect what you're trying to tell them. Say, hey, I'm not in that. I don't feel like it, and they won't
Mhm.
respect that. And there are guys out here who will, like I said, respect it. So y'all have to really keep an eye out on who y'all dealing with, just like men have to keep an eye on who they deal with. But uh here's let's
I know that
go
I
ahead.
know that sex is important in a relationship, but oh, I'm sorry. I know that sex is important in a relationship, but that's not everything. And me personally as a woman, I want someone that I can have a conversation with, that I can talk to, that I can lean on, or they can lean on me, just um and also have a good time, have fun, not just sex fun, but other kinds of fun.
Right. Um, that's important. Like, okay, what do you look for in a guy in the beginning? Like, if you said, if we all asked you, well, Miss Leslie, what kind of guy do you like? In 5 words, what would be great attributes about this guy that you're looking for?
Someone that can make me laugh, for one. Someone that is wants to listen and get to know me, and someone that just wants to find out what I want, what I like, and what I want to do. Not just, hey baby, let's hop into bed.
Right. Do you think that's hard to find?
Very hard to find. It is very hard to find.
Okay.
This is a very social media, digital era where dating is like online, and there's the dating apps and all that, and that is just a bunch of, that's not a place to find the person.
I agree. Uh, yes, Cuzzy. Hold up. Let me get my cousin in here. I was waiting for her to come back, but I had it. Maybe the link changed, but here's the link, Cuzzy, right here. I'm popping it in right now. Um, so hit the link, cuz, and come on in. Um, do you think there's a certain place that you can find that kind of guy, Miss Leslie?
If I knew, I would have already gone there.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay. So do you think I can't from my phone? Um, I'll resend the email, cuz. Um, so what would be, and I know that you are actually trying to find that person or whatever. Where do you think that you could find a man like that? Where do you think?
I don't know. These days, I'm just kind of like trying to be happy with myself, and um, focus on myself before I try to find someone.
So do you
In the
think?
past,
Go ahead.
yeah, in the past, I felt like I had to have a man, like, but I don't feel that way anymore. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I would like to have someone that I can have as a companion, someone to do things with, someone to enjoy life with, but I can enjoy life by myself.
Okay. Um, in that case, in that case, when was the last time that you put yourself out there to, you know, to put yourself in front of men? I've resent the
Mm,
email, cuz.
it's been a while. I'm not, like you said, I'm not really emotionally available.
Okay. And I'm glad you said that because when I say that, I look crazy. You know what I'm saying? I look crazy. Hold on.
Hi, Sweet Marjorie.
Hello, Miss Leslie.
So, cuz, we're talking about once again, is a man worth having these days, right? And Miss Christina said, and also asked, like, where could you find these guys? She said in the history museum.
Yeah, that's about right.
What kind of man you gonna find in the history museum?
One that was historical,
Okay, all right,
tattoos, and everything else.
okay, all right. So let's go here just so we can try to help a couple of folks here, right? And Miss Leslie, you've actually mentioned some of this. If you have a man and he's worth keeping, one, he's going to care about seeing you play at your best, right?
Hmm.
Because you ever have had a man that
Nope,
let's
you asked me that last week. No,
golly,
no, and no, and
damn.
still no.
So,
I, I, I don't think a lot of people are vesting interest in what other people are doing.
mhm.
Like your accolades, your wants, needs, desires of what you want to be or how you want to be. I think people are surface level now. They do just enough to maybe capture 30 seconds of your attention. I don't think people really care. I don't know if it was over the pandemic or it's just a lot of things have captured their mind from social media to events that's happening. I don't see people really interested in people. And
Or
I
a
think even with
relationship.
social media, you know how people used to post everything on the sun, the grandbaby, the grandkids, the this, the that, that. I don't see people doing it as much, especially people who were avid social media people. They do like surface or like little good morning stuff, but even I don't see a lot of that anymore. Like the little good morning emojis and stuff like that posted. I think a lot of people are in their own silos now, meaning your own lane.
Look,
You know what silo mean, your
yeah.
own little group. And I think everybody is a singular individual now. It's not a lot of group stuff. You don't even see families doing family reunions. You don't see cousins hanging with cousins or, events. Even our family, we don't do nothing. We barely even speak to each other. And that's for both of my sides. Um, and I'm not saying that it's other people's faults. My fault probably too. From day to day, you get up and everything is almost routine and monotonous every day.
Okay. And because the way things are in this world today, it eats us up. It eats up us being kind to one another. It eats up us taking time out for each other.
I
I mean,
think a lot of us are building capacity to try to survive mentally and
Yeah.
physically. I think a lot of it is the mental part. Physical, we like whatever we're going to indulge, we're going to enjoy. But I think a lot of people I see are taking solo trips to islands by themselves, or, they're not even posting. I could be wherever. I don't even have the desire to even take selfies anymore like I used to. Used to be a morning thing before I would go into my office. But it's like, psh, let me remember to get my keys. It's like stuff I'm trying to put on my mind as a mental checklist. Or, when I was soft and tender, sending a good morning picture to one of my bonds. I'm like, chill. They say good morning. I say, all right, I do it after I come back. It's not even like a priority
mm,
because the the affectionate, the wanting to capture the attention is not there. We used to call it courting. That's in our old, our age group, courting.
Mm.
It's not even hardly that anymore. It's just I could really to be honest, I have a favorite restaurant. Everybody know my favorite restaurant. When I go to Baltimore, I make it a point to go to my favorite restaurant at least 2 to 3 times that I'm there. And everybody, like when I go to Atlanta, I got one particular restaurant I gotta go when I visit. And it's like, okay, you should know me by now. I should have said, well, I'm going to. And they're like, oh, it's so like you said, hey, you're in town. Can I get you? Because it's my favorite spot. It's not
right.
even like that. Oh, can you pick me up something? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. Mm-mm.
It seems like this world is becoming to be numb
Mm-hmm.
towards one another, and
Yeah.
I hate that, and I do understand why that happens, right? And Miss Amelia said, "Good evening, sweet Mama G,"
Hey, Miss Amelia's.
and also Miss Christina said, I guess she was saying where to meet old men or whatever, and she was saying older men, it's funny. I keep on seeing these things where, and I said, we were talking about this last week, where these younger guys are going after the older women. Do y'all really have time for like the little young guys? I'm just
a midnight creep guy, yeah, but not on a I'm a show and tell you to my family, or I'm gonna take you to a gala or something like that. Gala. No, I wouldn't do that. It trying to get you and somebody else together is a lot, just as an appearance, but monitoring what individuals going to say at this gala. You might have a professional gala. I'm not taking nobody. Not right now in my realm, no. Because they would be out of place. Not that they supposed to be there just for me, but people do strike up conversations, and some people just freaking airheads. I'm like, I'm good.
It sounds like, honestly, just listening to you guys, and I'm not saying that this is bad. It's not. But y'all are really giving us the state of where relationships have fallen apart, or trying to have a relationship has fallen apart. And it's almost sounding hopeless. Not you guys sound hopeless, but trying to have a relationship is hopeless.
I think with the communication process, I think I've been vetting individuals more. Vetting means listen to conversation before I jump out there to make time to meet anybody, because you almost got to go do an FBI background check on people nowadays. But I don't. It's not. It's no excitement for me. Like trying to meet you on social media, even like I say again with me counseling, I hear so many crybaby men in my counseling sessions. I'm like, just be like, I'm over it. And then some men are in relationships knowing they don't have. Please don't say you got love to offer, because that's not how people are built nowadays. They want to be in these relationships, but you have nothing to offer. You don't have your own place. You got all these situations. You're not all together, and you know it. But you go out, and I'm not saying people are not above wanting companionship, but let's be realistic. You're gonna go into that woman's world and wreck it and wear her out and wear her spirit out to the point where she's not gonna have any energy to care anymore, because you're gonna wear her down so much. You know what I mean?
I do. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think that at our age, we all have baggage. It's just like whose baggage you're going to put up with.
But yeah, and I get that, but baggage, but some people have whole houses and storage units.
Right.
How do you want a woman and you don't have a stable home, living with your family members in a place, a room? That's not stable. You have a room for rent. That's not stable. You working or not working full-time jobs, no benefits, no retirement, no plans, no future plans of anything. All you have is grandiose, I look good. No, most men don't. Most of them got pot bellies, big, out of shape, got diabetes, and their penises don't work.
Right.
Uh-oh, what my cousin so I'm serious. I'm serious. They living on a wholesome dream of what they used to look like back in 95. And always jumping these pictures from 95. And I'm like, baby, you don't look like that no more. Take off your girdle and come on, show us that you got a pot belly. Some of us like to rub the teddy tummy, and be yourself. I got chin hairs, you got chin hairs. Let's work it out.
You know what's crazy? I'm a 5-minute myself.
Okay.
But I've noticed a lot of women that when I grew up, that they still trying to live off of a certain, how they were when it was like 92,
when they was hustler girlfriends. And I know one you're talking about, because we had one.
But there's some who I seen that that kept themselves up very well, very mature, and and very still, put it like this, in a good space in life. So unfortunately, I guess, if y'all, all right, from what I just named, if let's take that to being a guy, is that attractive to you guys?
What?
That he, still kept it. I mean, he don't look like he's still in his 20s, but he kept himself up, still, attractive or whatever, and have something going for itself. Does that matter these days?
I feel like we got the residual. You know how you have a sink stopper and you pour stuff down the sink and you get the residual? That's what we got now. It's just a bunch of residual men. You have a lot of men who are coming off their kids just turning 18. So their spirit of 18 years of child support have worn them out. They kind of glad the kids, and now they like, yeah, I'm good. And then some of them go to the selfish mode. They buy these, they call them hogs, these big Harley Davidson bikes, and what's them things? Slingshots? Is that what it is? They ride around slingshots?
Yeah. What about them? Cuz what do you, when you
I see so many great people in slingshots, not that they're supposed to enjoy themselves, but is your knees gonna get you out that slingshot? Now, I know I got some knees.
But listen though, cuz let me ask you this. You know how we always have the Pookie talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Pookie can, you can tell them from far away.
Sometimes
some of these guys, put it like this. Yeah, and I agree with sometimes, but you know how they have that model thing that, how like the Pookie starter pack? We'll say that, right? Now, I know y'all seen on social media lately, they've been putting these dolls, and it'll be like the Alabama, I seen the Birmingham, Alabama doll or whatever. She had like the eyelashes, the hair pieces, and she had the key fob. It was like a Nissan key fob. Like it being like a Nissan Altima or whatever. You know how they always say. So a lot of them have some, and there's nothing wrong with a Nissan Altima at all.
I had one too.
I'm just saying, just like the Pookies, a lot of times Chargers, Challengers,
or no car at all. How about that?
So what I'm asking is there a what am I trying to say? Like it's a word that it's used in law enforcement, but I'm not going to use that. But is that a certain type of dude that would get a slingshot?
Usually when it's trying to bring back their youth, probably was a hustler, did 20 years, came out. A lot of over the road truck drivers, a lot of guys that are barbers, trying to be sexy with their Cartier fake glasses, and it's fine that they got gray hair, they got the shiny oiled up legs. They got the latest on, a nice watch. Yeah.
Yeah, the bling.
Dang, it's not going to show it, but this is one that I was talking about. She got boxer drawers that she wearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can see a little bit of it.
Yeah, but anyway, it was freaking hilarious. You got to really like see it, and oh shoot! I just noticed the EBT card in there, and it's supposed to be a doll. But anyway, so I'm going to ask, and I'm going to ask this a couple of times: is a man worth having these days?
I heard Miss Leslie when I was trying to get on for like 20 minutes. If you can find one, good luck. But I was talking to a coworker of mine. We got on this topic yesterday, matter of fact. And she was like, the guys down here not worth it. She was telling me some strange instances about some guys. She met a guy from New York and how he was almost balking at her like DMX. You know how you used to talk. She was like, I couldn't take it no more. Just trying to be rough. She said, and then wait till, oh, come here, so. She was like, wait a minute. That's like a prisoner. I was like, what is going? She said, just roughhousing. Let me give you a scenario since we talk about all men worth having, and y'all can tell me. So, a coworker of mine was telling me that she was dating this guy, and one day he just felt kind of distant or whatever, and she didn't know what was going on. So she finally got a hold of him on the phone. Was like, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Oh, I've been going through some stuff. Blah blah blah. My baby mama something going on with the house and the kids, but she gonna have to move with me for like a week or so. But he didn't tell the girl he's dating that information, girl that I know. But she was like, well, the kids can stay. Why does she have to stay? He was like, well, she doesn't have nowhere to go, and they don't want to separate the kids from the mother in a 2-bedroom house.
Who was the guy, the lady to the guy again?
The person I know, her dating kind of boyfriend, and that's his baby mother. Got to move in with the 2 kids until her house is ready.
And
he didn't tell her. He just went kind of ghost distance.
You see something wrong with that, cuz?
If I'm giving you my gumdrops and we're actively dating, and that's something you can't tell me about, because the person I know said, why you can't put it up in a hotel? They was like, well, that's a lot of money. Would you trust that, Miss Leslie, or anybody want to comment?
No.
Why?
That's baggage, and that's a red flag.
He's helping out. He's trying to make sure that the mother, his kids is good. Some men try to still make sure that wives, ex-wives, or baby mamas are good. You have a problem with that?
Bruh.
Yeah,
I definitely have a problem with that.
I feel a shock coming on, cuz.
Yeah. What's the shot?
Anyway, my cousin is sending out shots. But go ahead.
Oh, you said shots. I thought you said shock.
No.
No, I mean, I see mine didn't care. So my ex didn't care if I was homeless with his child, whatever. He was just like, he didn't even know that information. Even if, even if they have a good communication, I don't think that's his problem. No, and she was like, well, where our family at? Why they can't help? Oh, well, they moving down here where I'm at now. So from New York to in the South, she moving.
Right. It's important the kids are taken care of, but she should be able to take care of herself.
You not feeling that, cuz?
I think that's a line deception. He giving that girl a Humpty Hump.
Shout out to Nate from upstate. Said everyone, God bless, I think.
And if it ain't, it's running past your mind.
With whom you share your energy, if it's going to take time anyway.
Yeah.
So you think that it's a motive behind that?
Absolutely. Even I don't like my ex-husband. When I saw him, I said, would I made for the right amount of money? No. You still go, I don't care if you hate that person, supposedly, you gonna glance, like if you see them, you're like, you might give them a once over, like, I remember when you used to, and you might keep it moving, but don't think it don't come past people's minds, whether they like you or not. It is still a sexual. I got some people I don't like, but I may think about something they did. It might trigger something in me that might say that mouth might need to be reactivated.
So y'all don't see a man being of help to y'all?
Help me right out of my money or my drawers.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
no.
That's almost like what Miss Leslie was talking about, almost a little bit.
Yeah. I don't, and it's not that I'm meeting everybody. So you're meeting the wrong man. I meet some guys that got stuff going on, but it's just like people just focus on themselves individually. And the only reason why they may hang with a person is to get their rocks off, or to have a momentary time that they want to spend with somebody other than like their kids, their family members. I really think just people are really casually sexing and going about their merry way. Like hooking up, or you may hook up with an old stank, or somebody's trash in your life, or just whatever. But the hookup will get you where you need to go in your pleasure zone, and then back to the regular scheduled program of life. I don't see people, I don't want to say flaunting, but being in relationships where they're really putting people on a pedestal or being free to be with that person. I don't see that. I see a lot of people are solo. We say solo dolo from the east, and the up here, solo dolo.
I just don't trust. I don't trust men anymore. I know it's sad to say that, but I don't.
Who broke your heart, Miss Leslie, recently that you feel like that?
You
Not,
that's crazy because you think it's recent, cuz or something.
Yep, I think it's been a long time brewing.
It's just like the guy is from my past, and he's like, "Hey, baby, well, haven't heard from you for a while." Yeah, there's a reason why you haven't heard from me for a while, And then he wants to come over and get in my drawers.
I'm so how can I say it? I'm so uninterested. Cause even like the one you just be like side eye, I'm gonna get me something to eat from the spot and watch 600-Pound Life. That's more enjoyable for me than to deal with some of these folks. Cause I'm trying to tell you, cause then you gotta be pay attention and be nice and be girly. Like, oh God, I just want to sit down somewhere. Half the time I'm like, no, it's not. And I think those of us who are busy, we're gonna stay busy for a long time, especially with what we're going through. I don't.
Yeah.
I try. I swear, y'all, I try to be nice and girly and not so bossy, which is my natural element. And I'm trying to be nice. It's just like throw the whole thing away. Just throw them away.
Well, I mean, the way y'all talking about men, and I like to make money and everything. So what I'm thinking is I need to get into the sex toy novelty.
You got that right.
Because y'all, I mean, the way y'all doing about men is just wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I was gonna give me a torso during the pandemic.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Too old for games. I'm 55. I want somebody that's real.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It isn't. But let me ask you this: you get with a guy, and let's say if he's a good guy, and you really like him and everything, y'all get together. What are you doing all this for a purpose, or you just want to be happy?
I mean, you can be happy with that. You have to be happy with yourself first.
Okay. All right. So,
Then
what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then the rest will fall into place, I feel like.
What is the rest, though?
I mean, if you're meant to meet someone, you will. I don't feel like you should be out there like necessarily actively looking, because you might be looking in the wrong places.
No, I highly recommend to not go out there looking. If that good person is going to come in, they're going to get they're going to just come in. They're just going to appear. When you start looking, now you may be looking and get something that you don't want. And for me, I'd say don't go look. Make sure that you find yourself first. And when you find yourself first, you can make a better decision on who you want to deal with in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I sat here and I listened to you guys, and if you ask me, it's like y'all don't care anything about men, and I know that's not the truth. I know y'all do. Y'all just want that guy who fit into y'all lives. Is that what y'all looking for?
Listen, it's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't have bonds. But if you're not gonna move things forward, or you come into sweet saying, "Hey, we've been doing this thing for a minute. We've been seeing each other. Let's make it more intensive. Let's move forward." If you aren't doing that,
Pause. What does move forward mean? Shouts out to everybody on TikTok. Thank you guys for coming through. But I'm asking my cousin something. What does moving forward mean? Because what involves
not being casual,
The next
not
step.
being casual,
what's the next step?
more intensive. We're gonna do more things. We're gonna plan some things for the future. Plan just being together, spending time more. Not just okay. Hey, what you doing is random. It's a lot of random tangents, random activities or whatever, just random. Hey, what you doing? Out the blue. Where you been? You might get the good morning foods. I'd be like, GM, I don't even type all that out. I got things to do.
So
By the time I get up, get ready to go to work, get all this finance together, my knees together, my big old purse and 2 other bags, I'm tired.
but what does moving forward mean to y'all?
I just said not having just a casual, maybe a casual relationship. You might hook up sexually, and you might, hey, see you next time, or catch you when I catch you, or whatever. Casual. Hey, we're gonna start dating. Let's plan some trips. Let's do some. I saw this cute little thing I picked up from one of the girls from back home. Her and her husband plan a once a month out of state trip or date. They call it date out of state or something like that. So they went to they live in Maryland, so they went to like Atlantic City or something, and they saw some show or something. So they do like a in local date, like in the area where they live, an out of state date, and then every 6 months they say they go to like a out of the country date. And then they take a family trip, like they got one younger kid and then adult kids. Excuse me. So I thought that was cute.
Okay, here's and I want to give you a second to think, because I want to read Nate from Upstate's comments. But when you say, like, okay, you meet this person, y'all build for a little bit, you like them, and now y'all want to make progress, right? So what I want to know is, from day one, you meet this guy, y'all, you start to like him and everything. What does 5 years down the line look like? And I want y'all to think about that. And let me just read Nate from Upstate comments. He said, you got to have trust. You can't be worrying about the next woman. It's all about trust. Okay.
I don't think we worrying about the next woman. I think we worrying about them being lying jackasses, or them lying about their selves, not women. Because it's always, and you can't say about another woman, because it could be another man nowadays or other.
That is true, because I hate to say that, but let me ask you a question. We talking about you worrying about the other woman and whatever. Does a midget woman worry you?
No.
How about you, Miss Leslie?
No.
So
do a midget man worry you?
No.
Okay then.
Okay,
they
so
all got the same body parts. They might be short in stature.
That's good to hear. So, fellas, if that one don't work, as long as she's under 4'5", you're being forgiven.
Ain't nobody saying nobody's forgiving nobody. We just don't care. Because if it's a midget man, we have a midget man. I'm only 5'5", he right there at the parts I need him to be at.
Y'all wow. Y'all be changing up too much. Anyway, so from the first year, right, to the 5th year, where do you want to be at with this guy?
I mean, it depends on the guy, but also, Creed, I'm not saying I'm jumping in. I have some people I've dated for 17 years, 16, whatever years is now, off and on.
Okay.
Just because, we kind of mesh as friends and bounce things off each other.
Mm-hmm.
17, 15, 16 years old, we were much younger people, had much younger needs and experiences and wants and dreams. We don't have them same wants and dreams now at this age.
And
You know,
that's what I was speaking on back then. What I liked in my 20s is not the same that I like now. You know what I mean? I've matured out of that. So I think that you guys have to know that a man is he's worth having these days.
some of them. And if you find one, I'm not saying, and I know Mr. Leslie not against with dealing with that person, but what we've met, even like people, as people say, on your level or your whatever, I still, like I said, people have their own battles, barriers, or whatever they fighting every day.
Okay.
I really think people are mentally just drained from life.
I can agree with that.
I'm thinking about, am I going to have a job or a new contract? Is not making me wet on the inside when I got that to worry about. Because is anybody going to help me if I lose my job, my contracts because of the economy, because of what's going on in Washington, D.C. or the political? I don't see not one man I'm dealing with that will help me.
You saying help you financially?
Yeah, help me financially. Not that I want it and don't have anything to say, but it's the point. Would they really heartfelt care?
I honestly think there's a lot of guys out there that would care.
I don't think so.
Okay, let me ask you this.
They may say that in wording, but action. If I need you to come help move me, are you going to come? And if I need like some type of support, are you going to be there? I don't see it.
So, okay. First of all, I think that's a good thing to look at. You can try small things like that. Where okay, if you had to move, you ask him, does he show up? If he shows up and actually helps you to move, is that a big plus?
Let's go even deeper. I'm going through some issues with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
One in a critical situation. I don't have like the things I would do, not to harp on anybody's parent being ill, but I would at least check on you. Because most of us are caregivers or whatever you're doing. Like mentally check on me. I could be snapping, going crazy because of the situation. It's like you can go days, a couple days, but then, hey, what you doing? So. And I'm like, don't even want to answer because you knew, or we've had discussion of the intensity of things I'm going through, but you haven't been there. That's how I'm measuring the person. And I'm not talking about fly by night people I've dealt with for years, but then you say you want to be this level with me, but you can't even comfort me in a time like this. I'm not going to expect big things from you if something should go awry or get worse or what have you. I'm not going to look if something should happen that you're going to be a shoulder to lean on, to cry on, or to help me through. I'm not seeing it. So when I see that energy, I'm not going to give you the best of sweet mama. I'm going to give you the same energy. And it's so funny. I'm giving two examples of two of my friends, and their parents are going, but I asked, hey, how are you feeling today? I'm going to yet pray for your moms, whatever, but I don't get the same thing back. So as I haven't gotten the same thing back, I don't give it.
That's why it's so important to deal with people that have your best interests at heart. And I totally understand, because I do, and I make sure of that myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't deal with a lot of people. My circle is small. Um, a lot of times I'm by myself.
It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's a plus to find a man that's comfortable with being by himself. And I'm not saying that because that's what I do. I'm just saying real talk that it is when you
And I think, and I like how you saying it because I want a man that doesn't mind being by himself, just like you shouldn't mind a woman being by herself. So you know that if something should happen, that person will be okay.
right.
Not that they having freak offs at their house with the baby oil.
Hmm. Right.
Because some people you still thinking like you still doing too much in your life. That's not a person for me. I could be in the house to be happy. My little chicken wing. Y'all already know I had my chicken because Creek was taking too long. I said, and y'all see I'm getting sleepy because I already done ate first. But little stuff like that,
Hmm.
I can go out cruising in my car by myself, get my car washed, and go to little, do little go to Ross's or Burn, and I'm fine. I'm like, oh my God, man. No, I'm not. Let me go pick up this stuff. And I think I've grown to not do so much that I'm nurturing other people. I'm nurturing people that I supervise, that I work with. And like y'all know it's Good Friday was today.
Hmm.
If you're religious, and Easter Monday is Easter Monday. So I decided to do some cooking for my coworkers. Like I have a circle of coworkers in my team, and so I don't have to be to work regular time because we're on an extended time for Monday. So I'm cooking like my famous pasta salad. I'm making salmon. I make this cornbread that's like cake, and somebody else bring cheesecake. But I say, you know what? Let's do something. Let's sit down. Let's do our work that we have to do together, and let's have like a working little lunch brunch thing. To sit up here and cook salmon cakes, that's a lot.
It is, and
I'm doing that for people. I got to be
I
getting these
love
free.
salmon cakes because I do. And once again, before we kick off, shout out to Big Mac on TikTok, and definitely shout out to Baby.
All right, baby.
Yeah,
But
TikTok.
it's the little things that I like doing from my heart. Well, I went to conferences. I bought certain coworkers back books, that I think could enhance their leadership qualities or whatever, and they was appreciative.
Hmm.
Just the small things that brighten people's hearts more so, and I think that's more fulfilling for me than trying to chase after all these people. And like you said, that person will come to you. You may meet them in a quirky situation, but doing things for other people from the heart fulfills me more than I did all that freak stuff and all that stuff a couple years ago when the knees and all that stuff was better. But now my heart and my actions are moving differently because I see a lot of people in a gloomy state, not just clients, but I see a lot of, and it's so crazy. So many people have just recently had issues with their parents getting ill. So you see this sense of urgency and panic on people, in your space. And it's just like, wow, it seems like it's rapid for whatever reason. And I've also met people who children are running rapid, adult children, not young children, where they're not as close to their child or, children just going out here doing what they want to do and not connected to their family and to their support. So people mentally are struggling with so many different things. And it's crazy how, you're not supposed to talk religion in the workplace, but a lot of us need prayer. We make connections with people who have like things going on because a lot of people really don't care. They
Right.
just don't care. And it's people are suffering in silence, but trying to put on a big face. Just think about your social media platforms, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your Facebook. Don't y'all see people not posting as much?
That's true.
I would say it's been a significant decline. I want to say since maybe last summer.
The novelty of it has worn off,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people are seeing, they're fulfilling, not everybody, but the fake lifestyle that they put out there that they wanted people to see, and then it got old, and then reality started to set in that they couldn't fake it hardly anymore. So that I'm a very private person. I don't need to go out. If you see me, actually, I make my life a business.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously do. I make my life a business. And then I don't want to show what I have or whatever. I'll show what I do, right? And actually what I do, I make a business out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's just me. That's just me. And to each his own. You do what you want or whatever. But my business is motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
And then my business is music. But also, if you see me mountain biking, that's just another one of my loves. But everything that I just named is a love of mine: dirt bikes, music, and mountain bikes. And then I have my circle of people that I love. My life is simple. My life is simple, but yet complicated. But it's mostly simple on the outskirts, but I do have complications in the middle.
We
And
all have complications.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. And I think, and I appreciate you saying it because people act like they can't get hobbies and things that they love, and be content. I don't think a lot of people are content with who they are and they have not found out what they can do because they don't know who they are. They're trying to live under other people's scope or facade of things of what you should be. I should be more like my daddy. I should be more like, my uncles and whatever. Be yourself.
Right.
And a lot of women, and sometimes I get inboxes, I don't feel like a lot of women had confidence in themselves to find them and what they like to do. Like I did a big thing yesterday and I did not post it at all. By the time I got home from the accolade, I was tired. I didn't care to post the picture. I didn't even take a selfie. Because I had a work day, then I had this function afterwards. And by the time I got home, I was like, let me eat something. Let me sit down. And I fell asleep. Woke back up because I work from home today in my home office. But it was like, I didn't post because I have so much other stuff that I fill my life, like Chris said, with things I want for my own achievement, my own success, things I want to do. Like I try little things. I'm trying these little foot patches, detox patches. I said,
Okay.
try them. I done bought the 24 karat gold, get your bags under your eyes stuff right. I'm put it on when I get off of here.
Mhm.
And, just little things you want to do for yourself, like a self-care little thing. I bought me a vibrating foot bath that collapsed, says
Whoa.
the old school heart. Just those little things.
I ask you to pause, cuz
What?
you skip when you start talking about something vibrating. I was going to ask you pause, but go ahead. You're doing a good job. The foot detoxes are really good because
Mhm.
a lot of times that's exactly where a lot of stuff goes right down to the bottom
Yeah.
because of gravity or whatever. But
Just
and
those little things that the warm foot bath. I'm gonna try it out, and I bought these little tea tree Epsom salt things to put in there, and then I bought the vibrating workout plate you see on TikTok,
ooh,
supposed to shake your fat.
oh
You
yeah,
got, especially when you
I,
have bad knees, to shake your fat. I got that sitting here. I gotta put that together. And like a heating massage neck thing I bought myself.
oh, because those things work so good.
Especially if you at the laptop all day and your head is bent,
Yeah.
all this pulls. They say I lean forward when I stand because I'm at my computer. They even bought me the one I'm supposed to stand up. I don't stand up. On it,
I,
it goes up and down.
I need to get another one of those. I had a really good one, and I forgot the name of the company, but it's a big company, and it lasts for like 3 years. I need to find them again and buy another one because those things work so good. And as far as the full body vibration machine, I actually have one. I've been using it for years, and they do
Mm.
work. They
Yeah,
work.
I'm gonna start. So those things I'm gonna start because I read on research. Those things, if I can pencil in time to do, is what I want to work on. And a big thing I tried to work on was paying off the first 6 months, paying off debt from money that I make. In the next 6 months is going towards more savings. So finding like little financial tidbits, of things you can do. Still spending how you have little small things for your personal and your pleasure, but also we call handling our business on the back end. Because with this economy, you don't know what you're going to need for your credit score, your finances, if you need to move, if something should happen. They talk about car parts and certain cars not gonna be able to get their car parts, and it's like a lot of things that swirl in your mind. I haven't even bought eggs probably since maybe Christmas or New Year's, because I don't eat eggs I don't have time for that in the morning. But because I'm cooking this cornbread, I said I gotta go store and buy eggs. Y'all know how much some of them eggs cost? It just be the little stuff like eggs or gas. Hold up. And I'm only getting 6 eggs because that's what the recipe need. I ain't getting, because they're gonna go bad. I'm not sitting up here cooking eggs.
I love eggs. Eat them every day.
But you know what I mean? It's just the little things you think about. Lord, 6 eggs gonna be like $3.
Right. Now hold on. Hold up.
We can't hear you, Miss Leslie.
We got Shim Dog in the building. Don't tell me you hanging out with Darren, Shim Dog.
Nah.
Yeah, because Darren, he be calling us driving.
So nah.
Drive. So yeah, today we talking about Shim Dog as a man worth having these days.
As a man worth. Oh, I tell you what, I'm gonna start it off. Let's just go to war with China and ship all the men to Africa or Brazil.
And then
let the women, since they don't need no man, since the women don't need no man, let's go to war with China and ship all the men that don't want to fight, ship them out to Africa or Brazil.
What you got on that, cuz? You ain't trying to say nothing?
No, I'm telling Miss Leslie we can't hear her.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
You're going to have to log out and log back in.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
So I was telling them, Shimmy, they are, you're like, they don't need a man, but a man is worth having for sure. If you get yourself a good man, he's definitely worth having. I know there's a lot of men that didn't work out the way that y'all wanted to and everything, but come on now. If you ask a woman, honestly, what kind of man do you want? Right? Honestly, you got to get a pen, a paper, and a box of popcorn, because it's going to be a long time. They're going to make up this man that is virtually impossible. And then let's just say if it was 19 things that they said of what kind of man that they want, if they found a man that fit all 19 features of what they were saying, they will still find some things about him that they don't like.
Same with a man.
5 minutes, cuz.
Nope. Oh God, no 5 minutes.
Because a lot of times I do understand that I will never be able to understand a woman.
And we will never understand a man.
Yes, y'all would. Y'all call us dogs. A dog is simple.
Pedo.
So a cat is unpredictable.
So are some pit bull dogs.
They're predictable.
Oh, I forgot you got pit bull, Shimmy.
They're pretty predictable. Yeah. Hey, I can predict when they snap. I can predict that I don't know when they're gonna snap.
I forgot you had pit bulls.
But my thing, cuz, is that I hear it a lot. That and I'm also hearing a lot of women that say they want a man. I hear it, and
they're gonna have to start sharing. After a while, you can keep complaining about whatever you're getting, but if you don't accept what you got and you stay single, after a while you're gonna be sharing a man, and it's gonna be official. It's gonna be official to the point you might, girl, we all might as well just move in together. Girl, why you paying rent over there and he running back and forth? All of us just moving together. We get a 3-story mansion. That's what's gonna happen after a while. They're gonna be sharing the man. Man gonna be walking around there doing his thing. Y'all gonna have to leave him alone. Man, after a while, and I give it another 50 years. every man will have at least 3 women. That's
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Shimmy, you think it's gonna be 50 and not 5?
It's gonna be official then by 50 years. I'm talking about
What are you gonna do with all the women?
train them. Gotta train them.
Now, there was a
Okay.
conversation just earlier, Shimmy, actually about this guy bringing in his, y'all said his baby's mother.
Yep, it showed the mother to stay with him because she was waiting for her house to get fixed or whatever. But he had a girlfriend. But he didn't tell the girlfriend started ghosting her a little bit, and he wasn't honest.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend was upset when he wasn't honest. And she figured why there was that 80 million and the kids that what you doing, cousin? See, you over there fooling with stuff.
No, I wasn't messing with nothing. I was wondering what that noise was.
It sounded like the kitchen faucet.
Yeah.
That was something. That was
so
something.
how you feel about that, Shimmy?
What's that? Oh, yeah, I mean it's going on now. It's subtle. It's really subtle. You know, it's like people don't advertise it like they advertising they single and they don't need nobody, but it's going on. And it's gonna continue to happen. It's gonna get to where one man, a good man is gonna have about 4 women, and at least 3 of them gonna stay. At least 2 or 3, because after a while, it's like, girl, why he sitting up there and we trying to pay all this rent at 4 different places or 3 different places? Let's just come over here. We already know he gonna come over here and go over there after he leave you. He gonna come to me. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be official in 50 years.
There's no way that I would want that headache in my life. 3.
You won't have to worry about it.
On TikTok for coming through. Thank you. Now, you said you don't want those problems in your life. You said, Miss Leslie.
No, that's chaos. That's not.
Hey, Miss Leslie, something better than nothing.
Well, why should a person settle?
You ain't settling. You just wait your turn.
Wait your turn.
Yeah.
Oh, Shimmy. Bruh. I gotta keep my mouth shut.
Get in line. Fall in line.
Hell no. Hell no.
Cuz, do you see that in the near future?
I'm sorry.
Do you see that in the near future? Be honest.
I've been trying to get 2 men and me to move in together. Shit.
Hell yeah, I'll have some men lined up.
Yeah, I want 2 men, not 3, and maybe 2. Everybody got their own bedroom. We're gonna split these bills. Don't bring nobody else. It's just us. Us.
Wow.
Hey, if you get a big enough spot, you good. You'll stay out the way. When your name is called, you answer.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna not commune with each other, not deal with each other and avoid all 3 of us not being together. But people have their own lives. People may have kids they want to go visit. They may want to go on trips and friends stuff. Go on, do you? Be together.
Wow.
This sometimes like doing the sports. Like I like sports, and maybe the other one don't necessarily like sports. He may like doing like restauranting, going around doing restaurant tastings. Kind of getting into
that would never work.
Oh, girl, I can make it work.
Feelings would get involved.
Say that again.
One man would get jealous because you're spending too much time with the other man, and
I can show him, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm already in a polyamorous relationship.
It's a team effort.
It's Jackson,
Miss Leslie. Miss Leslie, you're not a team player. Miss Leslie, you're not a team player.
Maybe not. That's not what I want.
You got to join the team.
To each
because you know what, Miss Leslie, I would, because people think of our age group. A lot of us, when I'm talking about our age group, they're not all together. We have a lot of ailments. You think about you want to have companionship. Maybe they work. They could be 2 totally different people. They're not going to be like the same type of person as I'm thinking about the two that I kind of want. So different, because I have a different personality with different people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that could work, and everybody just can understand. Fiscally, we could have a nice place, or I could have the place, and they can just be tenants because I want to have control, so I can kick them out. But anyway,
See, I told y'all.
We might as well just get rid of marriage completely then.
Okay. Who want their damn headache?
It's sliding on out the way. Don't worry, it's sliding on out the way.
Who wants
But
that?
that's in our community, Ms. Leslie. That's in our. You ain't got to worry about that.
Most.
How do you feel about that, Creed?
Go ahead.
Just get you a couple midgets and you'll be happy.
Happier than a big dog. So that being said, unfortunately, yes, marriage is definitely fading because it's sometimes it's just too much to do, too much to deal with, and then have y'all ever been in a situation with, like, okay, if you're dealing with somebody, right, or dating, you good, and if y'all have disagreements, you good, but does it seem like it's more intense when you're married?
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, it's like,
I mean, I'm not saying that I ever want to get married again. I'm not saying that. I'm just
right, but you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it sometimes it could even make you wish you wasn't in that position. So,
yeah,
marriage is a beautiful thing, but I've been there, done that. I did the whole family thing, raised our kids and everything, and but at this point of time, that's not where I want to be or have to deal with in my life at the moment right now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it'll ever get back like that. But I mean, I'm good. I'm happy with what I do. I'm just good. I'm good. I don't need that. I needed it at a point because that was that I really wanted to experience in my life, and I really did have a good time. I'd rather look at the good times than the bad. But at this point in time, I don't. I can't see it no more.
Right. Can I show you something I've been working on?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. So I like to do art. So I've got this. I don't know if you can see it.
That's really nice, actually. If you had your phone sideways, we could really see it. But that's really nice. That's something that you made?
Yeah.
Wow. So you need to be out there selling that.
You know about artwork, don't you, Creed? Fine art. Used to hang nice artwork when we had our show a little while ago. Very nice art.
I was.
Oh, really?
Okay. You wow, cuz you wow. Anyway, but yeah, that was actually really nice, Miss Leslie.
Yeah, I don't see the older generation. Oh shit. I don't see a lot of 50 plus even talking about marriage. Everybody just trying to, I guess, stable their income because we don't know what these interest rates going up, where we're gonna, just planning, doom and gloom kind of, but just trying to forge ahead and being on serious because, like Shimmy said, survival. Interest rates going up. Everything just up and away. You trying to survive. That's not making me want to go necessarily jump nobody bones when I got to think about, well, goodness gracious, price of electric goes up and this go up and gas go up. You can't do this, the planes, so you got so much other stuff to worry about. That's kind of least of my worries.
Let me ask you guys this.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Leslie, before I ask.
I was going to ask Sweet Mama G. For me, it's a problem, like almost a deal breaker if somebody doesn't have my same political views. Is that a factor for you? Like if
Yeah.
you meet someone and they're not, like if they're a Republican versus a Democrat,
No. Because
it
I'm
doesn't matter to you.
not saying that I'm a Democrat. I'm not saying what political party I am. I'm me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not the machine that runs the world. But no, not even
Okay.
saying religious. I'm not going to go date a 7-day Adventist because I'm Baptist. I mean,
Let me
say-
ask you guys this. Now, in the state of the way things are going here, and I'm speaking for the United States, right?
Hmm.
Now, we all see that things are getting harder to deal with, prices going up. Um, uh, actually, lesser jobs because jobs are being taken like crazy right now, right? What is your direction? If you let's say if you in the house of your dreams or whatever, are you going to sit there and keep trying to fight to keep this house? Or I mean, what is your direction? To get more or to get less, or what's your direction?
Can I say something? I'm scared to death because I was a nurse. I made a lot of money. Now I totally depend on the government.
Hmm.
I have SSDI. I have, I'm not afraid to admit it. I have Section 8 housing. I I have to deal with the government, and it's really scary because all these programs are being taken away.
Hmm.
So for me, it's like I have to think, what will I do if something happens and I don't have this anymore? And I could be on the street, or I may not have
Take your ass to work.
food. That's what I would do. But I have SSDI for a reason. So, but hey, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do, but it's still scary.
Okay, so he and what about you, Shimmy?
Eventually, just have to team up with family. If I don't meet those 3 chicks that I can live with and build with, move in with family. It is what it is. It was prophesied to me as a child, growing up in a very spiritual family, that it was going to get so hard in the last days that we would be living together whether we wanted to or not. So I've always enjoyed having my own crib for the most part. It's like if times get too rough, I don't mind teaming up with a family member. I have no problem.
How about you, Cuz?
Probably the same thing. Like I said minutes ago, I'm working on, getting decked down and trying to minimize and try to plateau what I'm doing every month, because you got to put stuff away. Medications are getting higher. I take certain meds. Medications are getting higher. The cost of living is very higher. I'm contributing to, elderly parents, and then I have my own things I have. So now I'm looking at some things I'm taking care of for the first 6 months, and I'm setting goals and milestone goals. Your health, your wellness, make sure you have all that stuff. Because there was a point, even for my health insurance, they were talking about I'm not going to be able to use certain hospitals or doctors' offices because they couldn't have an agreement with, the contract with the health providers. And those are the people that I basically use. But I have a circle of people we talk about. Eventually, we're probably going to have to get like a property with a compound, on it or whatever. Because all of us, we all work, we're still professional. I rely on government funding as well, because I work with clients who have Medicaid, Medicaid and Medicare for mental health therapy. If that gets cut, you almost definitely know I'm not going to have a job. And then for my full time, they talk about Department of Education abolishing Department of Ed, which is my, job. I'm not a classroom teacher. I haven't been a teacher in years, so I'm more on the administrative side, and my position could be cut. So I have 2 jobs that I'm like, am I going to have a conscience? So, I'm happy that I live another year to be 52 in June, but also that's my contract year. And am I going to have another contract? Because if not, I got to hit the ground running and I have to make some money moves. I'm comfortable with where I'm at, but if I had to go back north to make a decision, I'm going to make it.
Okay. Now, shouts out to Stevie Taylor on TikTok. Thank you so much for coming through. Now, here's my thing. Again, I spoke on this a show or two ago. What I've accomplished in my life at this point, when I look back at it, I'm totally satisfied. Right? If I leave this earth today, and if I had the opportunity to think back and say, before I left, I'm totally satisfied. But as things stand right now, in the way the jobs and people are afraid to spend money and this, that, and the third. First of all, we gotta live.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let the way things go on in your life obstruct you from living, right? So, but on the same note, with me, I don't mind scaling back. I will like the thing is getting some land, right? And I'll get either another RV or whatever, and have it on that land, or some boxable homes and have them on that land. That's what I'm about. I'm not going to keep sitting here like a lot of other. I see a lot of athletes do this. They're hot. You hot right now. You hot now, and living life is good. But when a lot of times them jokers are not even able to live in their own homes when they hot, because they constantly training or this or that, and they have this home sitting here. So now when they're not hot anymore, then they can go home and enjoy that for a little bit of time, and then not enough money is coming in. And either they're going to keep trying to stay in it till they lose it, or they're going to downsize and be humble. A lot of them don't take the humble downsize route. They just sit there and lose it. That's why a lot of times you can go on YouTube and you can see people visiting certain other celebrities' mansions and stuff like that they done lost, right? So for me, I'm always thinking of scaling down or scaling back, and being able to. I love looking at survival shows because that's what we're gonna be coming to in a minute. Y'all talking about survival right now, and it's literally true, and it's literally going to become survival.
Hey, Creek, you know what I'm thinking about one day? I was thinking about, how guys, they go to prison, and their mentality is survival, but they're just, as far as violence, but the intensity, the potency of their survival doesn't match somebody out here who's grinding, who is check to check, who has to sit in traffic, who has to deal with society. If you get 25 years, you just got to worry about staying out the way inside a cell. But out here in this world today, check to check, or sitting in traffic, going to work with a boss that can pick on you, that can bully you, a girlfriend cheating on you. It's so much you deal with while you free that you feel locked up. And jokers in prison, all you gotta do is just worry about staying out the way. So I'm like thinking, if those two guys got to fight, I don't care who's the bigger guy, who's the stronger guy, whatever. The guy out there in the streets trying to make it will have more on his chest, more on his mind, because it's just so much going on out here. Then you got to hear the chirping. It's not like you can walk around and close your ears. There's so many things that's going on as far as expectations and where you should be, status quo, and it's so many different pressures. Like I told somebody the other day, I said, man, I paid my Verizon bill. I was like, yeah, I paid my Verizon bill. And a damn hour later, Verizon sent me the new bill coming in.
You got that right.
I paid my Georgia Power bill. Yeah, I knocked that out. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back. Yeah, I paid Georgia Power bill. I get a text 10 minutes later, the damn new bill. Come on, can I enjoy? Can you give me 7 days to enjoy that I paid the damn
Nope.
190? Can you give me some grace?
Nope.
Can you let me enjoy?
Nope.
They won't do it.
Nope.
You know what's funny? Do y'all remember that commercial where the guy, he was in a store buying a computer, he was buying a G4 computer. He was so happy he bought the computer, and he left and jumped in his convertible car. He was driving down the street trying to get home so he can open up his new computer. He even had his arm around the computer G4 while he was driving. He was so proud. By the time he got home, the G5 was out.
Mm.
And that's the world we living in. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times it's not worth trying to keep up with the Joneses or nothing. Work with what works.
And it seemed like being a good person to pay and get stuff on time, not even worth it, because you get the bills the very next day, the text message, whatever. Some people go 6 months, don't pay their light bill, $1,200, they're going to cut you off. I remember Verizon told me, you know how you pay, let's say your bill $195, you pay $190, they're just going to cut me off for $5.
Crazy.
And you got some jokers running bills up sky high, but it seems like I always get the $5 cut off, the $50 cut off. But you got people got $1,200 worth of electric bill, and they not paying, not trying to pay you. And here you want to cut me off for $5. That was a running joke between me and my friends. Verizon wanted their $5, so I wouldn't be able to talk to nobody.
Right.
That's crazy. But you got some people who bills be sky high, and they living on fat.
That's true. So
you're trying to be good with your credit cards and all that, and then they raise your interest rate. Like, wait a minute, I'm doing good. You're supposed to lower it. Nope.
And I was just talking to somebody the other day on how even being here, you know, originally I'm from Baltimore, right? Now, but being here in Atlanta, and then you see, and I end up meeting a lot of people who were hot, you know, either on television or in music or whatever, and then just actually seeing how this goes down. They hot, and then now they not, right? And you know, you have to create other talents for yourself. Just period. You can't just think that you're going to be Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson all your life and keep getting work and work and work in that field. You have to create other outlets of making money, like Magic Johnson and Shaquille O'Neal, and you know, like that. So you know, you have to keep going. I mean, you never know what I'm going to be into this week.
Right. Or a lot of times, you know, doing a lot of things for no money.
Right.
You know, we all have good hearts, but we have to be economical as well. The time I have is not necessarily to be given away for free. Right. You gotta take that time so you can manage your finances and get enough rest so you can go work or work your side job, or you know, people doing a whole bunch of being trainers, making crochet hats, making crochet dolls. I done seen it all, you know, different things, because people do need so much money nowadays just to survive.
Man, you should see, because sometimes when I place orders for the store, right, $500, like a $500. Now, I ain't talking about bikes, because that's way more, and then the tariffs really did a number on us, and you paying a lot more, right? But I'm talking about products like oils and stuff like that, or whatever. You talking about, let's say, I'll just spend $500 just on oils. You ain't get much of nothing these days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, of inventory. It's ridiculous. So now you got to boost it to 1,000, and things are higher. Logistics are higher. It's ridiculous. So
I got a better idea for your store.
What's that?
Make it a lounge.
You saying to sell liquor?
No, have it a lounge. Make it a lounge. Wings, alcohol, and music. And
you know what's funny? I am going to do that. That's going to be like.
And look, whatever you. I don't know your business, because me and you talk, but we don't talk that. But whatever you do in a month, you'll do in a week.
Right.
I mean,
I'm gonna have bike nights. We're gonna have bike nights here and everything. So that's already coming. So I can definitely I can relate to you on that. What you're saying.
Hey, look, get you a mechanical bull and put in there
Right.
with a DJ, hookahs, man.
You know, my cousin was talking about a mechanical bull the other day, but she was saying, don't get the mechanical, get the vibrating bull.
Yeah.
And I said, I ain't seen that one, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's gonna not only pleasure women, but might jiggle through balls or two.
Oh my goodness.
Bruh.
Golly.
There's some balls that
Whoa.
what's his name? Louis Fishburne had in his hand in Boys in the Hood.
Those
Little
are
silver balls.
stress balls.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually have those.
Ah.
Yeah, they actually work because you know how sometimes they have those. Remember those other little things that came out and you got to press the little things. You know, I was wondering like, what is that? But come to find out, it's supposed to be for like stress. Then they have like the ball or whatever that you keep squeezing, you know, stress. But those other balls, you talking about the Chinese balls?
Mhm.
Yeah, those are for stress. So
Hey, Creed, have you ever saw the movie Knock Knock?
did I? That's one of my favorite movies. I be trying to tell people about it.
Hey guys, I saw it about a month ago.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
About the one
bad.
with Keanu Reeves?
Yes, that's my movie.
Oh my god.
Them the girls that right there give girls the permission to act a fool nowadays. What happened in that movie was the catalyst behind the behavior that we have to experience nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell the movie because it's a good movie. And
hey, cuz, do you remember me bringing that name of movie up a couple years ago on here? It's that good. Yeah, that is my movie right there. Knock Knock. And it came out. I think that came out like 2015.
And that's, I was like, see, all along, you never know. Standing at the door, so innocent. Remember I said about that dog you get from the pound? You don't know where that dog been.
Right. Baby said what happens in that movie stays in the movie, and that's the truth. That movie was off the chain. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. But the girl, you remember it was a blonde and then it was a brunette, right? The brunette girl, I think her husband made that movie, and she always plays in her husband's movies, but they have since divorced now. But they make some crazy movies. They have another movie called man, they got this one movie that they made, and it was about like college students was trying to save the trees over in Peru's jungle or whatever, and then they were trying to get a group together to go to Peru to strap themselves to a tree to so that they won't hold on, so that they won't cut down that forest. It was like a rainforest or something, but they went over there and then they actually chained themselves to the tree, like I said, and then they were getting ready to kill him, but they were smart. They put live cameras on it so the world could see the live feed, so they couldn't kill him. So what they did was they sent them back in the airplane, and then the airplane crashed. And that airplane crash that they had in that movie was the worst I've ever seen in my life. It was so real. But the ones that survived was trying to walk through the jungle, and they ran into a tribe. That tribe terrorized them. It was so crazy. I can't remember the name of it, but
I think I know what you're talking about. Was it Green Inferno or something like that?
Yes, that. Did you see it? Was that
movie?
I
saw it. Ooh.
Yeah, I couldn't watch all of it. And he has another one called where I can't remember the name of that one. The same guy and that woman, they went to Chile, and that was crazy. So yeah, no, that guy makes some good movies. So he's the same guy who made Knock Knock. He's like a Quentin Tarantino, of his own.
A wild imagination, great screenwriter.
Yes.
Have you all seen the movie Old?
Old? No. Haven't seen
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Old. And there's another movie called Only that was on Netflix that was really good to check out. That's funny how we on a movie tip now talking, but those are some good movies. Only, and it was like about this thing that I think killed off a lot of people. I think it was mainly killing women, and this lady
Mm.
was the only woman left, and they was after her or whatever. But that was a good movie. And Children of Men, y'all seen that?
Nah.
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, that's another good one. I can go all night with movies, but anyway, uh, we got racing this weekend. Actually, tomorrow. I had to take my bandage off. It's actually this arm right here. My arm is like mad. It's swollen. Might even have to have surgery because it was the weirdest thing. Yeah, but I'm good. I'm moving it and everything. It's starting to feel good. I got to get an MRI, but hoping that I don't have to get surgery because I'm moving. I'm good. It's healing every day, but I am gonna go. We're racing tomorrow. Got the little race team going on. So I will keep you guys posted. If y'all ever want to check out the channel, we got Stewart's MX Journey. Y'all see what we do on there. That's me and my peoples and my son. We got back into racing motocross at this age, at my age right now, and my sons and everybody. We go out there, we camp, and we race. And y'all see how things go with us with that Stewart's MX Journey. Then I also still have the mountain bike channel where it's called Street Tactics MTB. Y'all can check out the mountain bike riding, whatever that we do. And also this channel where me, my cousin, and DJ Shimmy and Miss Leslie and XL and who else comes on? Miss Christina, whatever. But we talk about relationships and we talk about and we do music as well. So we appreciate everybody, especially everyone on TikTok, Baby, and who else? Let me see. I'm trying to see who this is as well as Baby and Bless Me. Thank you guys so much for coming through and hanging out with us. And please, y'all can come and join actually right here. If y'all please subscribe to the TikTok, but also subscribe to Street Tactics Media on YouTube. So we appreciate everyone for coming through. And got anything to say, cuz?
Nope. See y'all next week.
Thank you so much. It's always good to see you, and I got to call you and catch up with you on everything. Thank you so much, Shim Dog. Always appreciate you as well, brother, and thank you so much, Miss Leslie. I always appreciate you as well.
Oh,
Good night, everybody.
Oh, go ahead. Good night. Go ahead, Shim.
so what's the day? Friday.
Yeah.
So Monday when I got off and got home, the kids were getting out of school. So as I'm pulling in the parking lot, they're walking to their apartment, and they was like, "Hey, where's the bike?" I was like, "It's in the house." And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I haven't rode that thing in almost a year. I went and pulled it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I drove it for about 2 or 3 hours.
Dang.
Yeah, I pulled it. The kids were, I was gonna go in the house. It was Monday, but it was beautiful. Weather was beautiful.
I'm glad you brought that up, Shim Dog. Now, I get ridden about not showing up, giving out the shirts and stuff like that. I got my cousin's shirts right here. I do, cuz I got shirts right here. I got your shirt right here, Shim Dog, right? Now, y'all always say that I don't come through, whatever. So I'm glad you brought it up, Shim Dog. What did you let your bike sit for a while and then it wouldn't start, right?
Of course, it's sad because I got so many other hobbies and projects and things I like to do going on. So the bike is like probably 8th on the damn list.
Okay, all right. So now, when it wasn't running, and you talked to me about it and stuff like that and everything, and it wasn't running, right? But it's running now, right?
running, purring. I was moving.
How's it running, Shem Dog?
Like it's running better than it was running before.
But how did it get to start running?
I brought it to you and you took care of it.
Thank you, my brother. See, I come through, cuz be trying to act like I don't be coming through.
Oh, let me give a quick story.
All right.
So, sweet mama, I had to have some words with him. I was like, look, in so many words, I was like, look, we ain't friends no more until you fix my bike. I got the bike on the back of the truck, went up there and spent the day with him.
And you know what's crazy, cuz he gonna have the nerve to look at me like, man, Creep, do you by chance do you really know what you're doing? He was on.
Hey, look, that's because he was taking his time. He was selling bikes, he was doing payroll, he was doing inventory, he was ordering parts, he was doing every damn thing between fixing on the bike. I'm like, Creep. Luckily, I had. You know what? When you deal with Creep, you gotta take a day off.
All day.
PTO. It's a PTO day. Yeah, yeah. You gotta take. Yeah. You gotta take a day off. You just can't go. Think you gonna run over there and holler at Creep real quick. Y'all handle some business. Nah.
Why is it like that, Creep?
You know, I'm slow.
No, you're not. Go ahead.
He's not slow.
No,
he just has his own business. That's all.
The other thing is, tell them who you got an opportunity to meet.
Oh, so while we're sitting up there, I see this guy, and I'm like, I see him, and he's going in and out the shop, and I'm thinking like, okay, he's got bikes, he's got a trailer, and then Creek said, I looked at him. And Creek said, do you know who that is? I said, no. And I kept looking at him more. I said, no, I don't recognize him. He said, that's your boy, Mark. I'm like, that's Mark? Mark was up there.
See, sweet mama miss him.
Yeah.
Like
hey, look, when I stopped him, he didn't
I got pulled. Yeah.
He didn't have much to say. He just said, what's up, man? But we had shared a couple of words and everything, and that was it.
Yeah. So, bottom line, because I came through for him on his bike. That's
yes,
dog right there, Shem Dog,
big dog, big time.
Yeah. So at least y'all know that I can stand by something. You know what I mean? And so we are out. I appreciate y'all. Love you, cuz. And shout out to my brother Shem Dog, and we need some people to come on and share some stories on this relationship show, and we're gonna push for that next week. And cause if you I know you know a lot of people, cuz bring them.
Cause you come on too late. To be honest, people are asleep.
No, we're going. If you tell me, I'm gonna make it 8:00.
You know what? You need to do it on Wednesday. You need to do it on Wednesday at 8:00 before the rap show.
We may. We'll see. We you know what? We're gonna try that. We're gonna try Wednesday and Friday and see.
Yeah, I guarantee you'll get more views on a Wednesday than a Friday.
We used to have a lot of views on Friday, but Fridays we did double shows.
Yeah, that was
so
crazy.
we had an 8:30 call time. We stuck to our time. And then I think we switched maybe at 10:30 or 11 to about 1, and we went back to back, so it kind of worked. But coming on later, we're the weirdos that still up. Most people are not up. We're the weirdos that be up all hours of the night or whatever. But I didn't even see the link until I was gonna order me some shoes, and I said, "Oh, we on," because you never know what time. I said, "Oh, I eat chicken wings early because I'm getting sleepy." So yeah.
I'm sorry, cuz. And but you know what? Bless all of everybody's hearts and your heart and Jim's heart and my heart, and Miss Leslie and everybody. So shouts out to everybody and baby and bless me and all. So we're about to be out. We appreciate everyone. We'll see y'all again on Wednesday, and we will try that. We're gonna try a snippet of the relationship show on Wednesday, going into the music show, and then we're gonna try Friday. So we're gonna see how this thing. We're gonna try some different things, right?
At least 9 o'clock on Wednesday.
Right. So shouts out to y'all on TikTok. Thank y'all so much. Such a blessing. And shouts out to everybody here on YouTube. Thank y'all so much, and good night. And I'll let you careful in my races this weekend, and hopefully I can come back. You know what? Hold up. Wait. Hold on. Let me. So I don't think I'm be jobbing and stuff like that. I know why it's hard for me to get that the lighting or whatever. But all right, I'm gonna just show y'all something. I'm gonna get TikTok. If y'all can see that #1 trophy, right? You know, try to do a little something. Y'all can't see it right there because the light.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. And with that one trophy right there, come on, y'all. I do a little something, you know. But anyway, we out.
I bet you on time for those races, but you ain't on time for here.
Oh yeah, he early for them races.
Because I
he got coffee and donuts.
Activities and late for work.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be late at the races.
So you never win.
No, that part is different. I'm talking about getting there.
What's on your mama? Yeah.
Huh?
How you late for your own activities?
I don't need no cuz. That's why I'm going to get to bed now and get ready for tomorrow. Thank y'all so much.
Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, y'all too.
I'll let y'all
Later.